Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the show to recap the second of the two playoff games, NFL Wildcard playoff games, these two AFC games. The Baltimore Ravens beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 28-14. Not shocked, another year, Steelers get to the first round and immediately fucking lose. I don't know what you do at this point with Mike Tomlin, man. Like, I think he's a good coach, but he just isn't getting them over the top. Like, they had these good starts for regular season. They collapse last few games, and they get into and then they have to play a wild card game on the road. They lose. It's just, I don't know what you do at this point, man, with this team. The offense scored all their points, I believe, in the third quarter. All 14 of their points in the third quarter. So, I don't know, man, what you do with the Steelers or Mike Tomlin. Russell Wilson played like crap in the first half. He played better in the second half. He ended up going 20 of 29, 270 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. But in the first half, he was bad, man. They just had that big deficit. They didn't come back from 21-point deficit. Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry really killed the Steelers tonight, I thought. Also, the time of possession, 39 minutes to like 20 minutes, 10 of 15 on third downs. They had 29 total first downs, 464 total yards. And the defense did give up a little in the second half, but it didn't matter. It had such a lead that this Steelers team was going to come back from. They couldn't run the ball. Najee Harris, 6 runs, 17 yards, 2.8 yards per carry. And there's just a lot of questions. How will they go about this quarterback situation? That's a question. Will they pick up George Pickens' 5th-year option? That is another question. I wouldn't, but we'll see. Will Arthur Smith be a one and done? Will he go be a head coach? He's got to get some interviews. We'll see. I think Terrell Austin should get the boost at defensive coordinator. He was bad. But how do you fix the offensive line as well? The offensive line was definitely an issue. I don't know. What will they do with Mike Tomlin? Probably keep him. I don't see him firing him. That's just some questions I have about this team. Najee Harris his fall off needs to be studied, man. He was so good at Alabama, but he sucks. I'm sorry. Like 6 runs, 17 yards. They need to draft a running back, dude. Or maybe not draft one. Just let Najee Harris go and let Jaylen Warren take it over. 2 runs, 6 yards for Jaylen Warren. Just let Jaylen Warren run the football next year. And he also had 4 catches for 19 yards. But I feel like Jaylen Warren is fading Najee Harris out of Pittsburgh, so I don't count on him to sign an extension. So they just need to play him at this point. Receiving, George Pickens, 5 catches, 87 yards, and a touchdown for George Pickens on 5 targets. He's going to lead the Steelers, man. I don't see him staying there. Najee Harris, 3 catches, 41 yards. Yeah, he did that. Van Jefferson, 2 catches, 37 yards, and a touchdown. Mike Williams, 1 catch, 37 yards. Calvin Austin, 1 catch, 25 yards. Freiermuth, 3 catches, 15 yards. We talked about Warren Washington, 1 catch for 9 yards. They sacked Lamar Jackson 1 time with Highsmith. Other than that, the defense was awful. 464 total yards they gave up. Lamar Jackson was fantastic tonight, I thought. 16 of 21, 175 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Really didn't have to throw the ball off for his. He cooked in the run game, and so did Derrick Henry. I believe in Derrick Henry. Lamar, 15 runs for 81 yards, 5.4 carry. Derrick Henry just dominated. 26 carries, 186 yards, 7.2 carry, 2 touchdowns. He's been good in just about every single game this season. Besides the first game of the year, he's been excellent. How many 100 yards game has he had? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, had like 10 games this season. He's had 100 or more yards. Like, the dude has been fantastic. He's been a fantastic pickup for this team, and I knew this would help him because they had a great game plan going in. They perfectly executed by Derrick Henry, the offensive line, and Lamar Jackson. That was the recipe for success. That was a great game called by Todd Monken. And just, Derrick Henry's a beast. And Lamar's going to be the MVP, most likely. Steven Sims Jr. had 1 run for 15 yards. Couldn't really do much with Justice Hill, but it didn't matter when Derrick Henry was going on. Lamar and Henry ran against that defense. 299 total rushing yards. Like, they just dominated. Receiving-wise, Isaiah Likely, 3 catches, 53 yards. Mark Andrews, 2 catches, 27 yards. Aguilar, 1 catch, 25 yards. Bateman, 2 catches, 24 yards. Touchdown. Tylan Wallace, 1 catch, 21 yards. Anthony Miller, 3 catches, 12 yards. And Justice Hill, 4 catches, 13 yards, and a touchdown. Their defensive line, yeah, they weren't good. Matabike, Nnamdi Matabike had 2 sacks. Odafe Owe had 1. Otay Owe's brother. Michael Pierce had a sack, guy who got an interception last week, so they sacked the Steelers 4 times. And they had, defensively, their defense was fantastic. Besides that third quarter, their defense was pretty good. Steelers season ends at 10-8. Ravens will move on to the division round with a 13-5 record. Great running attack from them tonight. Lamar made throws when he needed to. Their defense got a lot of pressure. Russell Wilson sacked them 4 times. They kind of stuffed the run game early. They weren't really able to get going, but they had to pass them once they got down. And they really didn't get that much pressure. Defensively, it felt like they quit. But the Steelers now 10-8. We'll go to scoring. Baltimore scored 7 in the first quarter, 14 in the second quarter, 7 in the third quarter. Pittsburgh scored 14 in the third quarter. But what did the Steelers do at this point? Because do you fire Mike Tomlin? I don't know. They're in a tough spot. Yes, he's good in the regular season. The last few weeks, it's like, oh yeah, they can maybe clinch the division, and then last few weeks they choke it away. Then if you play a Wildcard game on the road. So what do you do with Mike Tomlin? I don't know. Maybe fire him. That's what I would think about, because he's been awful. And there has to be big changes for this Steelers team. Steelers had 60 yards at halftime. Ravens had like 300. And the only reason they didn't have more is because they took it easy in the second half, to be honest. Steelers' last game of the season. You knew they were going to lose. I knew they were going to lose before this game started. So, I mean, I can't say I didn't laugh when they lost. But we'll see what they do with the quarterback situation. We'll see what they do with Mike Tomlin. We just have to see what changes they make. I think they should make a change with the defensive coordinator, at least with Terrell Austin. He was terrible. And they just need to get a quarterback that's good, man. Like, I don't know. But just the story of the night was just the designed runs. And, with the Steelers, and Tomlin is not ready to take a big picture approach when it comes to QB room and a possible resetting. It's the same old press conference, like they weren't good enough to win. I don't see the point of saying you're not good enough, Then it's like, just tank and draft a quarterback in whatever class you want to get a quarterback in. And the Ravens were the better group tonight, and that was pretty obvious. Well, no shit, by Tomlin. He said that in his press conference. Yeah, no shit. I don't know what they're gonna. The biggest needs are quarterback. Russell Wilson's not your future, but there's not a worthy quarterback when they pick. I think they should get either wide receiver, a defensive lineman, or a cornerback should be prioritized, or a running back, another running back, or offensive line, something. But yeah, Henry just ran all over him. And, nothing really there for TJ Watt. So, it was just a dumbass game plan that had him tackle Henry on every zone read. Lamar just kept for a 20-yard run. I mean, his cardio was there tonight. I guess Myles Garrett might have been right all along about TJ Watt. But yeah, it was fun. The Russell Wilson, I don't blame him. I don't think he lost this game. But the defense just wasn't good through the first half, and the offense just really couldn't move the ball. But yeah, Ravens win. Good win, 28-14. They're moving on to the next round of the divisional. So that's all to say here. Until next time out. Peace.